And hello, Regis Jesuit soccer fans. Welcome to tonight's matchup between your very own Regis Jesuit Raiders and the Chaparral Sharks. Sorry, we had a couple technical difficulties getting the game started. Actually, Regis Jesuit just scoring against Chaparral. Chaparral, Joey, Steven Snyder here with my color commentator, Joey Vanell, my cameraman, Sean Whitley, and I am producing tonight. Joey, really quick goal for the Raiders there, less than 3 minutes.
Not shocking at all, Steven. Raiders really like to get an early goal early on in the game and come out fast, which they just did from a nice cross from Matt Muniz to Christian Nays, who just poked it by the keeper. Beautiful cross from Matt. The Raiders Raiders coming off a nice win against a very good Ponderosa team a couple nights ago, 1-0, and looking to keep up this momentum and heading into the playoffs.
So, does this Chaparral team actually have a win, Joey? I heard they didn't.
No, they do not, Steven. So they are 0-8-1, I believe. They tied Douglas County, who the Raiders beat 4-1, I believe, a couple weeks back in the season. They've had a lot of close games though, so it should be a good one tonight.
It definitely should. Here's Brennan Imbow, clears the ball up into the Chaparral defensive line. Drew Schmidt again in goalie for the Raiders, Joey. Really interesting there, but he has been playing fantastically.
Yeah, Steven, definitely not a big surprise there, but it's definitely a small surprise too. Drew Schmidt obviously impressing the coaches with the way he's played over the past 3 games, which they have all won and actually all have shut out each team that they've played.
Except for the first game, of course, where Drew Schmidt led in 2, but neither of those really his fault. One kind of bouncing around off defenders, and the other one a penalty kick. So Drew Schmidt, fantastic in goal. For those of you that don't know, Drew Schmidt was a midfielder until about halfway through the season when they switched him to goal. So we'll see here as Christian Nays takes it down in the Chaparral end. And that'll be out off a Chaparral player.
Yeah, going back to Drew Schmidt playing goalie, the coach is definitely not happy with the way Steven Zashera had been playing in goal for the Raiders. And then they tried Jeff Kyson, again, just not very impressed with his performance. So, again, bringing in a third option and throwing Drew Schmidt in there, who's played very well for the Raiders.
Goal kick for the Wolverines here. That's goalie for the Wolverines. I believe number... Is that Hunter Schmick? Oh, I believe that's actually Austin Leishman, the senior. Regis really controlling the ball here in their backfield. Brandon Imbow getting it out to Christian Nays. Gets it right back to Connor Walsh. Starting for on defense. Connor Walsh hasn't started on defense for the Raiders in a long time, Joey.
Yeah, definitely the coach is trying to switch it up a little bit and going back to that original setup of having Connor Walsh starting back there.
Ian Shelton in the box. Cross across, but it won't get to Christian Nays and will be cleared by the Wolverines. Raiders corner kick or throw-in? It looks like it'll be a throw-in. So throw-in for the Raiders. We'll see if they can get a long throw. Matt Muniz. Quick throw to Ian Shelton down in the corner. Ian Shelton manages to turn that. Looking for a pass. And he'll get it across. Ball bouncing around. Wolverines able to clear, but Cyrus Bibahani keeping that in until the Wolverines were able to just boot that. Drew Schmidt calling it off. And he will collect it easily. Good clear there by number 10 for the Wolverines. Taylor Russell, he looks like he's really key as he's always on the ball. Through ball by Luis, not going to reach Christian Nays. Oh, and that'll be a foul for tripping up Luis. Ref trotting over. Looks like he wants to have a chat with number 18 for the Wolverines, Paul Stanton, the defender. No card there, just telling him to slow down.
Very blatant foul by number 18 for the Chaparral Wolverines. No surprise that the ref called it. Very blatant, and Raiders are going to bring in Brandon Imbow's huge foot for the kick.
And that'll be cross, searching for Raiders, bouncing around. Christian Nays, that was Trey Ahern actually trying to control it, and that'll be kicked out. And that will be a Raider throw-in. So Raiders really putting the pressure on early. Quick throw to Ian Shelton, down in that corner again, who gets it back out to Matt Muniz, tries a cross, and that will be a corner kick for the Raiders. Raiders really showing some great offense here, Joey, in the early going.
Raiders really liking to use that sideline like they have in most of their games. That's the way they get those goals with Adam Mania's quick speed down the sideline. But Adam Mania actually being hurt is not starting today. I don't know if we'll see him at all today, Steven.
And he wasn't actually dressed, Joey, in warm-ups, and I don't think he's dressed now down on the bench, so I don't think we will be seeing him today, unfortunately, with that ankle injury. Meanwhile, Luis Hernandez finding a cross. Ian Shelton and Matt Muniz couldn't quite get ahead on that. Matt Muniz actually just tipping it for that'll be a Chaparral throw-in. So we'll see here if Chaparral can even get the ball down in the Regis end, Joey.
Yeah, Raiders looking very strong at the start. A lot of high-paced offense down the sidelines, like I said earlier, and not much good defense from Chaparral, just not much hustle or anything. The Raiders are really looking good so far, Steven.
And quick throw by Chaparral that'll go out of bounds right back for a Raider throw-in. Chaparral seeming to have some problems tonight, Joey, with what seems to be just keeping the ball.
Yeah, possession is obviously a huge key for the Chaparral team that has not won a game yet. So we'll see if they can change anything up here tonight against the Raiders.
Great cross there by number 15 for the Raiders. Joe Langendorfer, who's been getting some playing time, Joey. He wasn't getting any playing time at the start of the season. In fact, I believe he was JV and got bumped up.
Joe has actually been a varsity player and actually swung varsity as a freshman last year, one of the only freshman swing players. And he's a great player, but was injured for a couple of games, and then now he's healthy and he's back in the lineup and looking very strong.
Wolverines trying to clear here. Headed on, but Brandon Inbow there to make the stop to flex off a Chaparral player. Number 16 for the Wolverines trying to get back and cover that. Play into the midfield. Wolverines looking to make a run. Keeping it with nice possession. Getting it in, but quickly losing it. Oh, push on Mitch Rossi. Not called there. Looked as if it was clean, and that'll be called. Mitch Rossi tripping up the Wolverines. Sam Cadman, a freshman midfielder out there. You don't see that every day, Joey.
Definitely not. No freshmen have made the Regis Jesuit starting lineup in a very long time. I think since maybe Christian Nays made it as a freshman when he first came to Regis.
Taylor Russell with the kick. Puts it up in the box. Drew Schmidt comes out and grabs that one easily.
Very aggressive from Drew Schmidt, unlike Steven Zashera or Jeff Keiss. Would probably have not come out for that and probably would have stayed a little bit more central in their goal. So obviously something the coaches are liking to see.
Ian Shelton manages to keep that somehow while struggling for it, and he still has it. Oh, tries to drop it off but taken away, but that'll be a foul. Looks like he was pushed off that ball, so Brandon Inbow, think we'll see a strike here from about 30 yards out?
I would love to see Brandon hit another goal like he did against Pine Creek. Just an absolute huge shot, and this is within striking distance for Brandon's huge foot, so it would not be a surprise at all if he took a shot here.
Sorry about that, folks. Our camera's giving us fits, but I think we'll be able to handle this here. See if Brandon Inbow can get this one. And he will just put a low cross in. Christian Nay's not able to get a foot on that. Collected easily by Leishman for the Wolverines. Punt here. Cyrus Bibahani going to challenge. Won't quite get there, but that will go off a Regis player. Chaparral throw in. There will be a sub for Chaparral. Number 17, Sean Ellingson coming on for the Sharks to replace number 15. He's not on our roster. So, sorry about that, folks. See here, Drew Schmidt managing to collect that one. After that attempted Chaparral through ball. Drew Schmidt taking his time. 28:45 left in this first half of play. Ian Shelton tries to control. Chaparral takes it over in the midfield. Quick passing game, a good give and go. And Chaparral maintains possession despite the tackle. Cyrus Bibahani with a challenge. Misses that, but then Christian pass right back to Christian Nays. Oh, dangerous play there by Langendorfer, passing it right in front of his own goal in front of the Chaparral player there, Joey.
Very unusual play like that from Joe Langendorfer, especially when you could hear Drew Schmidt talking for that, just to let it run to him, and then he would hit that out to one of the other Regis players. But Joe with a scary play for the Raiders, hitting it back across the middle.
Brandon Imbaugh collecting that, giving it to Trey Ahern, who runs into the midfield with it. Trey looking for Langendorfer on the switch. Langendorfer running up the side, looking for somebody. Can't quite get it through to Luis Hernandez. Now Chaparral Sharks on the counter. Number 18 for the Wolverines. Excuse me if I said Sharks. I have a couple friends that coach a swim team called the Chaparral Sharks. I'm trying to say Wolverines, so. Brandon Imbaugh collecting it, getting it at a good switch to Trey Ahern. Trey Ahern looking to do something with it. Looks for the through ball to Matt Muniz, and the Chaparral goalie going to come out and collect that.
It's really a good place where the Raiders are missing Adam Mania with that speed down there, where he could probably reach one of those balls or contest the goalie a little bit more than Matt Muniz could.
Chaparral gets the steal. Mitch Rossi running up the sideline. Looking for a through ball to Ian Shelton, and he will get that. Ian Shelton looking for the cross. Oh, just missed by Matt Muniz, and he is devastated by that, Joey.
Really big bummer for Matt Muniz. Such a talented player, but just missing his opportunity from a great cross from Ian Shelton down the sideline. Again, the Raiders using that sideline speed that has been so helpful to them this whole season.
And it really has here. We'll see here what the Raiders can do after collecting the ball off the throw-in. Handled by Muniz. Muniz looking for an in-ball to Christian Nays. Won't get it. Deflects off a Chaparral player. That'll be collected by the Chaparral goalie, Leishman. Leishman looking to clear. And the Raiders just playing the ball here. Poor cross by Langendorfer, and that'll just go out for a Wolverine throw-in.
Joe Langendorfer's touch is really looking off tonight, Steven. Very, very unlike Joe to be having a game like this where he usually is very tight with his touch. So obviously the coaches are going to be a little bit disappointed with that. Chaparral working around with the ball at half. Tries to find a ball to it's cut out by the Raiders.
And we'll see here what Chaparral can do. Chaparral looking for the quick switch and through ball at the same time. Great header there by number 16 for the Wolverines, John Orpheus, but just wasn't anybody there to collect it. Mitch Rossi chasing it down, and he will collect off the poor header cleared by Chaparral. He's broken through. Mitch Rossi running up the side looking for the clear, and it manages to deflect off and keep in. I thought that was a tackle in the box, Joey. I think that should have been a PK.
Definitely. Very obvious foul against the Chaparral Wolverines that the ref didn't call, but maybe, I guess he saw something different. Maybe a little bit of a flop from Mitch Rossi.
So we'll see here. Trey Ahern with the cross into the box, looking for Ian Shelton. Ian Shelton wide open, but heads it right to the goalie. And that's the play you want to see from the Raiders, just getting it into the middle of the box and letting it deflect around, Joey.
Great play from the Raiders, again using that sideline and hitting a cross, and just Ian Shelton couldn't get any more direction on it than he could, even though he was wide open.
Christian Nays running up the side. Oh, fantastic move from Christian Nays to get by a defender, and he almost gets by another before number 11 for the Wolverines. Ian Self stops him. Brandon Imbaugh taking that out of bounds. Wolverines looking for a quick reset, trying to use numbers, but Regis defenders are in position and they don't have numbers. So great way to hold off the Wolverines attack there, Joey.
Yeah, definitely, Steven. And again, we saw Joe Langendorfer miss a ball out of the air, which is very unlike Joe. Maybe, I don't know what's going through his head right now, just maybe some jitters or I don't know what. But he's not looking too tight on his touch right now, Steven.
Indeed, Joey. Chaparral playing it through the midfield. We'll see what they can do here. Fancy footwork here in the midfield. Oh, and wow, great footwork by number 21, but he tried to take it all himself. Talon Barlow there. And Luis Hernandez contesting the Wolverines here. And so Christian Nays goes out of bounds. I love to see that from the Raiders, Joey.
Yeah, definitely loving the high pressure, and I bet the coaches are too. Saw great clearance from Connor Walsh on that last play that went from about the Raiders' 20-yard line all the way to the Wolverines' 30-yard line, and almost Luis getting on a breakaway, but cut out by a great defensive play by the Chaparral Wolverine.
Cyrus Bibahani contesting. Mitch Rossi able to control for the Raiders. And he will just clear. He had Christian Nays, but smart play by Mitch Rossi there just to get it out. So Chaparral passing into the middle. Finds Russell. Russell trying a through ball way off target.
Very interesting that I don't know if that was a shot or I don't know if that was a cross either, but definitely nothing there for Chaparral. We've seen a lot of teams in the past couple games against the Raiders just hitting very long shots at Drew Schmidt, but he has no problem with them.
Drew Schmidt with the goal kick for the Raiders. Interesting they aren't having Brandon Imbow take him like he's been taking him all season, Joey.
Well, with a midfielder essentially playing goalie, I don't think there's a need to, since Drew Schmidt's clearly got a big enough foot that satisfies the coaches with how far he can hit it, unlike Steven Sashara or
Shahara.
Sorry, Steven.
It's all right, Joey. It's a hard name to pronounce. If you look at it on paper, you're just like, you get those bug eyes. But
see that Z in there, and it just completely throws your mind off.
Chaparral trying to work in the middle. Matt Muniz playing to Cyrus. Trey Ahern able to clear for the Raiders. Christian Nays contesting. That'll be a foul on Christian, almost leaping over his back there.
Looked like a little bit of a flop from the Chaparral player right there, but I don't know how malicious that was from Christian Nays. But the ref obviously thought it was pretty bad there, so he called it. The Chaparral's going to get a free kick from about 23 yards out. Crosses it in. And no one's on the end of it for Chaparral. Too hard and too far, and is out of bounds for a Regis Jesuit goal kick.
About halfway through the first half here, Regis Jesuit leading 1-0 on their final home game of this regular season. Also senior night for the Raiders. Congratulations to those seniors. So Drew Schmidt with the goal kick. Contested by Mitch Rossi, and that'll be a foul on the Wolverines, so Regis will have a free kick. A little far here to try to put it into the box, but maybe a switch here, Joey, or look for that open space down right around the 30-yard line. But no, Brandon Imbow will try to put it in, and Christian Nays almost gets there.
Great run from Christian on that very long ball that was untouched all the way through the box and all the way down to the goal line, where the keeper scooped it up, but Christian Nays almost got there, which would have been awesome to see. Some great hustle from him.
And Raiders managing to control until they give it away to the Wolverines. Jack Flint contesting there. And that'll be a Chaparral throw-in. And it'll be a Raider throw-in. Oh, no. That will be a Chaparral throw-in.
In for the Raiders is Jack Flynn for Joe Langander. Coaches must be seeing a lot of what me and you are seeing, Steven, from Joe. Just not his best game, where he's not got the tightest touch like he usually does.
Indeed, Joey. You have some on games, you have some off games. That's just the way the cycle goes. So even the top pros have some off games. So we'll see here if Langander can maybe come in later and bounce back. Meantime, Scott Ryan to Inbow. Brandon Inbow back to Scott Ryan, but a poor pass. But controlled by the Raiders on a poor return. Christian Nays will get it. Looking to turn it. Tries to find a through ball to Harrison Thrasher, but that will go out of bounds. Chaparral with the throw. And that will be headed on by number 14 for the Wolverines. Skylar Ganazzi. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's kind of that Italian with that silent T, Z-Z-I. Is that Ganazzi?
I believe it is there, Stephen. Pretty good pronunciation from you there.
Thank you, Joey. Raiders managed to clear the zone, but Chaparral trying to keep it in, and they will indeed. Oh, looked like he had a shot there. No foul given. Christian Nays got a little tangled up there. Oh, that was Trey Ahern, excuse me. Got tangled up there with number 8 for the Wolverines. Grajales. And that'll be a foul on Chaparral, giving Inbound the ball. Maybe we'll see Inbound try to put it in here. 65 yards out, though, is a very long way, Joey.
I think he could easily do it. He's got a huge foot, but that's not what he's going to do, and he's going to find Mitch Rossi for a short pass instead.
Mitch Rossi taking his time, controlling the ball. Brandon Inbound finding Scott Ryan, looking for the switch to Trey Ahern. Trey Ahern looking up the side, and he'll get it back to Connor Walsh. Raiders taking their time and really enjoying their possession that they almost gave away, but Christian Nays able to control. Great back heel to Luis Hernandez. Luis in space. Finds Harrison Thrasher, who was offsides.
Great ideas from the Raiders. We saw a great dummy from Christian Nays, much like Cyrus Beba Bahani did against Pine Creek that set up the Raiders' second goal by Drew Schmidt.
Cyrus Bebahani, a fantastic player for the Raiders, a great addition to their team on the defensive front in the midfield. Scott Ryan loses control, and Chaparral trying to find it. They will not find it, and that will be a Regis Jesuit throw-in. Connor Walsh listening to Drew Schmidt's very loud directions there and just getting the clear. Matt Muniz trying to control, and he cannot quite keep it in. Slipped over there, so it'll be a Chaparral throw-in. 3 subs coming on for the Wolverines, number 3, number 19, and number 1. That is Chandler Oaks. And 2 players that I do not have on my roster. So 2 mystery men and Chandler Oaks coming on for the Wolverines. Thrown by the Wolverines, easily handled by Trey Ahern. Harrison Thrasher looking to run, but contained there by number 11 for the Wolverines. Ganazzi pass along the sidelines. That'll go out of bounds. Raiders looking for a quick throw, but Ian Shelton going to come on for Luis Hernandez.
Coaches is bringing Ian back in to get some of that speed down the sideline, unlike Luis, who's more of a central type player that really likes to play slow with the ball, which is not a bad thing because Luis is a fantastic player.
And he is, Joey Shelton, one of the fastest men I've ever seen over 6 feet in soccer. And that speed and size make for an excellent forward form. So we'll see here if he can contribute any. Switch to Jack Flynn for the Raiders. Jack Flynn looking up the side of Christian Nays. That'll be touched by Chaparral, and Nays with the throw. And Nays looking for Shelton. Great defense by Chaparral, but Mitch Rossi controls. And he'll get spun around and lose possession. Chaparral looking for the through ball. Really poor through ball right out of bounds.
Not the best look by the Chaparral defender to try to find a ball up line, but it's the right idea, but coaches aren't looking for right ideas. They're looking for execution.
Flynn to Shelton. Shelton able to win that back after momentarily giving it away, and he still has it. Gets it in the middle of the field to Scott Ryan. We'll see if Scott Ryan can track it down. He will. He'll get it back to Trey Ahern, who controls and looks for the through ball back to Scott. Very long give and go. Scott able to control and get inside, and he was held. Everybody clearly saw that. You saw the stands yell at you, and the ref called it.
You could hear the crowd on that one, and you could clearly see that the Chaparral player was tugging on Scott Ryan's jersey, just outside the box. Just about like, it looks like an inch in, and that would have been a PK, but it's outside the box, so it'll be a free kick for the Raiders, much like a corner kick.
So we will see here what the Raiders can do. It appears Scott Ryan is taking the kick, or is that Mitch Rossi? Can't quite see from this distance. Mitch Rossi taking the kick here. Just gets it up to the back post. Harrison Thrasher not able to get that, and that'll be a foul on Harrison Thrasher, so Chaparral will be able to clear.
Great choice by Mitch Rossi to take that free kick and just kind of lob that in almost. It was a little too hard for a lob, but it was a great idea and almost perfectly executed by Harrison Thrasher on the backside, but just got a little too aggressive and tried to win it over the Chaparral defender.
12 minutes and 25 seconds left remaining in this first half of play. That'll be a foul on Chaparral. Looks like they went over the back of Ian Shelton. So from 60 yards out, we could definitely see Brandon Inbound put this in the box.
Definitely, I would expect the coaches to want to put it in the box, and we'll see maybe Christian Nays, hopefully, and Harrison Thrasher making a run.
Oh, great field vision to Jack Flynn. Jack Flynn right up to Christian Nays on the side of the box. Christian, great move, looking for the cross. Oh, he will keep it. Christian has dribbled 3 men, and he can't quite keep it in, and that'll be a corner kick for Regis.
Great effort by Christian Nays, and great vision by Brandon Imbo to see that short pass to Jack Flynn, and then Christian Nays popping out wide, and Jack Flynn finding him there, and then great effort for Christian Nays to try to get as deep as he could in the box before losing it for Regis Jesuit corner.
So we'll see here Ian Shelton taking the corner for the Raiders. Ball coming in quickly to Christian Nays. And they will say that Christian Nays, did they say that went out of bounds?
I believe they did, Steven. I think they said that it went out of bounds and came back in, which is very interesting, but it shows you just how much bend Christian Nays put on that ball to curve it back inside.
Indeed, and I was actually watching Ian Shelton and Christian before practice putting curve, and they were standing completely outside the field and curving it, able to curve it on goal, so it's definitely a possibility.
Great practice that way, and it really works the foot and get used to it. So if you can do it from outside the field, you can easily do it from on the line or just inside the field.
Chaparral pops it up. Oh, trickles back to Matt Muniz on the far post. Muniz can't quite get to it. Mitch Rossi fighting for it. Oh, Mitch Rossi tried to take the strike and just went way wide. So with about 10 minutes left here in this first half, it'll be a Wolverines free kick or goal kick, excuse me.
Mitch Rossi not having a goal in the season yet, which is very unlike him. Seeing 5 or 6 goals from him last season. He has not been really happy with his play, but the coaches are obviously happy is why they keep playing him, and he's got great hustle and just never quits, and that's why the coaches keep him in there.
Great move by Russell there, but it was quickly given away. Ganazzi taken away by Trahern. Trahern looking up the side, finds Harrison Thrasher. Harrison Thrasher looking to center. Harrison Thrasher kicks it. It'll trickle through, and Christian Nays won't be able to collect that. But challenge is number 18 for the Sharks, Paul Stanton. And Brandon Inbow able to control after the Chaparral quick kick. So Jack Flynn looking deep to Ian Shelton on the through ball. Ian's got a one-on-one. Great header for control. Little pushing and shoving down there, and that'll be a corner kick for the Raiders.
It's a great example of what you were saying earlier, Stephen, about Ian's size and speed. He can win that ball out of the air, poke it over the defender, and then run onto it because he's a lot faster than a lot of these defenders out here.
So Ian Shelton with another corner kick. 9 minutes to go in this first half. And the kick is up, and again, it went out of bounds. So Ian Shelton not pleased with that call.
Very interesting that we've seen that twice in a row from the ref. Have never seen that call before, actually, in a game where where the ref calls it without it being that obvious.
Leishman looking to kick it in for the Wolverines. And it's quickly taken away by the Raiders, and they have to clear. So that'll be a Regis Jesuit throw-in. Raiders really controlling the game this first half, Joey.
Yeah, definitely great ball possession from the Raiders and a lot of hard work in the Chaparral's offensive third of the pitch. And we saw there a great jump by Harrison Thrasher to cut out that bad goal kick from the goalie, which haven't seen yet. So wonder if that'll affect the way he kicks the ball the rest of the night.
Popped up by Chaparral, easily handled by Connor Walsh with a fantastic header. He's known for his headers, so Brendan Imbow clears it back up to Mitch Rossi. Mitch Rossi looking for the through ball to Ian Shelton, and Ian Shelton was offsides.
Would love to see that in a FIFA-style offsides call where you could see the yellow line, because that was very close call for Ian Shelton and the Raiders.
Definitely, and FIFA actually introduced that on television now too, not just in the video game where they show you the line when the ball was kicked of the defender and the offender, so it would be really helpful to have. But the human element of the soccer game, as FIFA argues and as I love, really makes it great, and that will be a foul on Ian Shelton.
Ian Shelton with a great stiff arm there if you're playing football, but we're not playing American football, so obviously going to be a foul.
Yeah, and we'll see here. Ref giving a piece of his mind to both players. So it looks like they got tangled up. That was pretty mutual. Leishman. Goalie looking to clear for Chaparral with only 6:50 remaining in this first half. 40 minutes. High school, we have 40-minute halves and no stoppage time. So see here. Chaparral working around the midfield. Better position we've seen all day, but right again they give it away. Oh, Christian Nay's not able to find Luis Hernandez yet. Luis Hernandez looking for Ian Shelton, but number 18 for the Wolverines, Paul Stanton, absolutely shutting down Ian Shelton so far.
Yeah, number 18 for the Chaparral Wolverines looking very strong so far in the back there, cutting out a lot of through balls to Ian Shelton, and really he's got great speed to contest with Ian Shelton's speed.
Cyrus Bibahani not quite seeing Ian Shelton's run down the side there, but Mitch Rossi, and that'll deflect off Chaparral player and be a Regis throw-in. So, throw-in taken by Christian Nays. That'll be a free kick for a jersey tug. So, Brandon Imbow striking it, looking for Luis deep, and he won't be able to get there, neither will Matt Muniz, so collected by Leishman.
Huge kick from Brandon Imbow, but kind of nice that they got that out of their system where none of the forwards ran onto that. So now they know that Brandon can hit it that far in the air and that they can run onto that and hopefully get a goal later in this game.
Matt Muniz looking for the on-the-ground pass cross type thingy bobber. Chaparral able to control, though, after taking that away. Running. And Cyrus Bibahani with a fantastic slide tackle to dispossess and gives Christian Nays the ball. And Christian Nays finds Ian Shelton on the through ball. Ian Shelton only has Ganazzi to beat. He beats him. And Ian Shelton with the shot, but that'll be off target. Not really much he could do from that angle, Joey.
Very tough angle. Great play by Ganazzi for the Wolverines to slow Ian down and make him go to the outside a little bit more.
Indeed. So great move by the Wolverines. And see here, Mitch Rossi able to contest that. But Wolverines will clear right to Jack Flynn. Jack Flynn taking his time to set up. Sees that he's got space. Travels forward. Great little move by Jack. And he'll just give that back to Brandon Imbow. Brandon Imbow finds Mitch Rossi in the middle of the field. Mitch Rossi looking for an over-the-head through ball to Ian Shelton or Christian Nays. Christian Nays able to get a foot on that, and that'll be a Chaparral throw-in.
I don't think Christian Nays was actually expecting to get a foot on that. He just kind of looked to stab and maybe make the Chaparral player take a detour and push it to the outside a little too much and make him go out of bounds for a Raiders throw-in. But Christian Nays ended up getting a piece of that and ended up kicking it out, so it'll be a Wolverines throw-in.
Chaparral with the throw-in. And Christian Nays here. Christian Hayes with a throw-in. Gives it right to Ian Shelton. Ian Shelton right back to Christian. Christian, quick through all to Luis Hernandez, but that won't get through. Cyrus Bivahani. And great clear by the Wolverines, but Trey Ahern there to collect it for the throw-in. 3 minutes remaining in this first half of play. Regis Jesuit leading Chaparral 1-0. Cyrus Bibahani with a head flick on. Matt Muniz not able to control. Nobody's really able to control right now until Chaparral comes out with the ball. And Christian Nays gets on that. Luis Hernandez controls. Oh, great move by Luis. He's opened up space for himself. With another great move. Finds Mitch Rossi on the outside. Mitch Rossi. And Wolverines will be able to get a foot on that for the clear, but Raiders still in dangerous territory.
Phenomenal moves by Luis Hernandez right there. Really working hard and pushing that ball deeper and deeper into the Wolverine zone.
Luis Hernandez, great move there. Ganazzi able to get a move on after inbound missed. Looking on the sideline for number 16 for the Wolverines, but Cyrus Bilhami there to intercept. Jack Flynn finds Christian Nays. Christian Nays back to Mitch Rossi. Mitch Rossi, a through ball to Matt Muniz. It's a great through ball. Matt Muniz with the first touch, but great defense there by the newly introduced number 20, I want to say 2, but no, I believe that actually is number 20 for the Wolverines, Dylan Clark. Interesting. He's listed as a forward. That is 22, and he's not on our roster either, folks. My roster's pretty holy tonight. Sorry about that.
Another mystery man for the Wolverines there, Steven.
And Cyrus Bahani, another great slide tackle. Jack Flynn able to collect. Christian Ace up the side. Looking for the through ball to Ian Shelton. The Wolverines thought he was offside. Ian Shelton's in. And Ian Shelton will put that away for the Raiders. Looked like the Wolverines gave up. They thought they were going to get another offsides call.
Can't just give up like that. If the ref isn't going to call it, you got to work really hard and get back and try to cut that out. And it also looked like the Chaparral goalie was kind of out of position and wasn't expecting that ball to get through, or was again expecting an offsides call, but didn't get it, and so had to recover and restart from his line, which Ian Shelton read. And by the time Ian Shelton was at the PK spot, the goalie was starting to come out again, and Ian Shelton just poked it right by him.
Indeed, and you can't rely on offsides calls, Joey. You'll get burned 9 times out of 10. And Luis Hernandez looking for another quick strike. Ian Shelton manages to bring that down, tries the through ball, but Wolverines will clear for a Regis throw-in. 1 minute remaining. Regis Jesuit up 2-0 here. Chaparral not looking like they're on their way to their first win of the season. But quick out. Christian Nays finds Mitch Rossi in the box on the throw. Mitch Rossi, great move, and that'll be a foul on the Raiders. So the ball will be coming back.
Not quite sure what the ref saw on that one. Maybe a dangerous play for Mitch Rossi, or I'm not really sure. Looked to me more like a Chaparral foul than a Regis one.
And I think it was actually an off-the-ball foul there, Joey, based on where he kicked it from. So maybe a Regis player just getting in the box. And Mitch Rossi. 14 seconds left. The ref's trying to get it. Yellow card to number 10, Taylor Russell, a really key player for the Chaparral.
Retaliation, Steven. You saw Mitch Rossi foul him, and the ref called it, but, Taylor Russell was going to have none of that and gave Mitch Rossi a shove, and a ref saw it and gave him the card.
So we'll see here what the Wolverines can do with this free kick, even though they did get a card. From about 45 yards out with 14 seconds to go. I imagine they'll just take a strike on goal here. Maybe put it up, but if you're the Wolverines, you got to get a shot off fast, Joey, because it ends at 14 seconds.
Yeah, there's no extra time, like you said earlier, Steven, so either it's got to be a great chip into the box for to try to find one of the teammates' heads, or it's got to be a fantastic shot and try to beat goalkeeper Drew Schmidt.
Chaparral coach is having a word with the referee, saying, why don't you call that on Regis for some earlier plays, but what's past is past. All that matters is the future.
Yeah, you said it, Steven. Lot of chat down there from the ref to the Chaparral bench and coaching staff. Not quite sure what that was about.
Taken by Self. Drew Schmidt gets up there with a fantastic punch. Clock winding down. Ian Sheldon tries to make a move, goes out of bounds. And I believe that will end the half. So we'll see you back here from Luke Kellogg Stadium for the second half of this fantastic soccer matchup. At the half, Regis Jesuit leads Chaparral 2-0. And welcome back to Lou Kellogg Stadium, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's matchup between your very own Regis Jesuit Raiders and the Chaparral Wolverines. Steven Snyder here with my color commentator, Joey Bonnell, my cameraman, Sean Willie, and myself, my producer. Joey, we saw some really great soccer from the Raiders in the first half.
Great pace from the Raiders in the first half. Absolutely correct. Steven, lots of possession. Absolutely no possession from the Chaparral Wolverines. Just not a lot of energy, it looks like. Raiders are just out hustling in them.
And just as we say that, Ian Shelton almost scores another one. If he would have gotten a foot on that, I think that might have been in, Joey.
That would have been a great strike from Ian Shelton if he would have gotten a foot on that. Absolutely, probably unstoppable to save if in goal.
Impossible.
I said impossible.
You
Steven.
said unstoppable.
Okay.
It's okay, Joey.
It was a mixture.
I know it's only your second game broadcasting. We all get jitters, but you're doing a great job, Joey.
It was a mixture between impossible and unstoppable. It's a new word.
Unstoppable. I like it. I like it a lot. And the Raiders seem unstoppable here tonight. As it trickles through, Leishman getting there before Mitch Rossi. Chaparral really not showing a lot of hustle. They really aren't a running team, Joey, but they don't really seem to be a possession team either.
Seeming kind of lazy from the Chaparral Wolverines, and maybe they're used to getting the refs on their side, and doesn't seem to be working early in the first half of this game, and hasn't worked in the early moments of this second half.
I don't think if you're ever a team, Joey, you want to bank on the refs being on your side, and I don't think Chaparral does that. But from what it appears, they just some years it doesn't come together, Joey, and it seemed to be one of those years for Chaparral. It is a rebuilding year for their team.
Definitely a great way to put that. I know the Raiders will probably have a couple building years coming up in their future with a lot of seniors leaving this year and a lot of seniors leaving last year.
And as I count, Joey, it looks like we have enough seniors to make up a starting lineup with 11 of them that are leaving this year, which is absolutely shocking. So a lot of seniors leaving us here, but I'm sure there are many great things to come for the Raiders as they control it in their backfield, heads it forward. Showers Bibahani can't quite get there, and Chaparral will control the Wolverines, just keeping it in their defense, trying to get a good thing. But they give it away right to Luis Hernandez at midfield. Luis trying to make a run, but taken away by Ganazzi. Ganazzi slide tackle by Luis. Ref says it's clean, but Chaparral keeps it. That'll go out of bounds. Looking for a mystery man on the through ball. Sorry about the scoreboard, folks. It's been giving me difficulties tonight. There we go, folks. Sorry about that. So we will see here as Regis Jesuit tries to control the ball. Man, Joey, our technical stuff has not been cooperating tonight.
First time producing, maybe, or
no?
what is it?
I've produced before, and it went very well with volleyball. It's just our camera doesn't want to work for us. Our computer doesn't want to work for us. But
producing inside is probably a lot different than producing inside.
Oh, indeed. And folks, if you could be here, it is a chilly one here out at Lou Kellogg tonight. Luis, great head on, but can't quite control it, and that'll go back to Leishman. So, sorry, folks. Really some dead playing here. Chaparral just kind of passing it around along the sideline and not really doing anything with it. If you're Chaparral, you got to push forward, Joey.
Yeah, very interesting technique. I don't know if the coach wants them to do this or they're just slowing the game down or what, but Chaparral does not look very intent on moving up the field with the ball, which is very interesting being 2 goals down.
Trey Ahern looking for the quick throw. Ref says back it up, Trey. You're a little too far ahead. So Raiders will rethrow. Really here, the Raiders in control of this game, Joey, and to give this one up, that'd be huge.
Be very devastating for the Raiders and their hopes for getting into the playoffs, especially losing to a team that hasn't won a game yet and tying a team that the Raiders just dominated over, even though the score may not reflect it. Be very painful for the Raiders to see this 2-0 lead go down the toilet.
And I really don't think it will, Joey. Raiders looking complete control, especially there. Matt Muniz challenging the Chaparral player. Chaparral able to get to our mystery man. Mystery man putting it up the wing for number 4 for the Wolverines. Drew Ames, but Ames not able to get there, and that'll be a goal kick for the Raiders. 35 remaining in this game.
Great shielding defense by Connor Walsh to just see that ball out of bounds for a goal kick from Drew Schmidt coming up.
Drew Schmidt here with the kick for the Raiders. And the kick. And the Raiders will... Oh, Ian Sheldon controlling that and turning the corner. Ian making another move. We'll see if he shoots here. Oh, great move in the center to Luis Hernandez. Luis with a fantastic move and finds the corner. Luis Hernandez. Wow, Joey. Just wow.
Wow, that was impressive by the Raiders, Steven. Absolutely fantastic movement of the ball from Ian Shelton to find Luis Hernandez. And an absolutely stunning move from Luis, and the goalie just had no chance. He didn't even see that one coming.
Luis with an excellent turn, faking out 2 defenders there for the Raiders to get that goal, and that makes it 3-0 Regis Jesuit. So Regis now in complete control here, Joey, and I really think that they've almost come away with this one, even though there is time on the clock.
I don't know if complete control is the right word. We saw in the game against Highlands Ranch that they gave up 2 goals when they were up 3-0. That kind of scared the Raiders, but ended up winning that one 4-2. So everything ended up all right, but definitely wouldn't be the first time the Raiders let in a couple goals with having a 3-0 lead.
And in case you guys aren't aware of that Highlands Ranch game, actually, if you look in the top Raiders screen, you can click on Archive Broadcast after the game and go see that scare. So we'll see here Ian Shelton passing up to Matt Muniz. And that'll be kept out of bounds. Raider ball. Passed up to Ian Shelton. Ian Shelton manages to control that somehow in the middle of 3 Wolverines and get the foul called. Ian Shelton has been a monster tonight.
Ian Shelton looking very strong for the Raiders, like you said, Steven. Very good possession and touch from Ian Shelton, which sometimes is a little out of control there.
From about 45 yards out. Looks like Christian Hayes was dragged down in the box there. But no call after the inbound free kick. And number 19 for the Wolverines coming on. That is Chandler Oaks. A short goal kick for the Wolverines. Interesting call there, especially with how their possession's been going, and promptly kicked out of bounds for a Raider throw-in.
Yeah, that's very interesting, Steven, that Chaparral wouldn't look to play that farther upfield when they're down 3-0.
So Raiders with a quick throw-in. Cyrus Bibahani controls, looking for the through ball on the other side to Matt Muniz. The goalie, Leishman, coming out. Oh, off the chest of a Chaparral player, and Leishman able to control. Gets it out to Ganazzi, but Ian Shelton coming fast and stops that, keeping it out of bounds. Number 13 coming on for the Wolverines, Sam Cadman. And he will take off number 3, one of our mystery men.
One of our many mystery men tonight. Not a lot of these players on the Chaparral roster that we have up here with us.
And actually, that is due to a lot of injuries, Joey. I was speaking with some of the Regis players who are friends with Chaparral players, and there were a lot of players down on JV today just because they've been recovering from concussions or ankle injuries and just couldn't swing it. Meanwhile, Ian Shelton almost getting to the goal, but that'll be a goal kick for Leishman and the Wolverines. But again, as I was saying, Joey, a lot of Wolverines injured, so they brought up a lot of JV players who weren't on the starting roster at the start of the year, and that's what we use for our rosters. So glad to see some new players getting in there, though.
Yeah, definitely. Earlier today, the Regis Jesuit Raiders JV team won 2-0 against the JV team, which looked actually very strong for the Chaparral Wolverines.
Through ball to 13 and stopped promptly by Connor Walsh, but Wolverines managed to control and kicked right to Brandon Imba, who takes his time getting it out, gets it to Christian Nays, really in no rush, and kicked off a Chaparral player for a Regis throw-in.
On that last play, Christian looked like he was fouled, but no call, and it'll be a Raiders throw-in.
And Joey, I actually love refs like this that just let the game run out in its entirety. A lot of stoppages really ruins the game for me, so this reffing team, probably one of my favorites we've seen this year.
Yeah, definitely refs like this make the game a lot different than other sports that usually have periodic stops, which soccer shouldn't have, and it's the best when it doesn't.
So deflected off a ref there to give Regis Jesuit possession, and then Luis tries a through ball, looked to be hit by a Chaparral player's hand. Christian Nays, almost able to deke his way to the center of the goal. Kyle Weatherby, Mike Mizgala coming on for the Raiders, and Dylan Clark coming on for the Wolverines. Mizgala coming on for Shelton. Weatherby coming on from Eunice.
Great to see Weatherby and Mizgala coming on for the Raiders. Definitely not a lot of action seen from these two players, and it's good to know that Coach Wolf is satisfied with the way his team's playing right now and is able to make some changes and put in some fresh legs and see what these guys can do.
And this is their last home game. They're both Regis seniors, Joey, on senior night, so glad Coach Wolf able to honor that for the Raiders, and we'll see here. Maybe we might even get to see all 11 seniors in at one point, Joey.
That'd be an awesome thing to see, and I don't know if Coach Wolf is thinking about that or has thought about that, but it'd be a great idea. And I know if you were that coach, if you were the coach, Steven, I know what you'd be thinking.
Drew Schmidt has such a commanding voice, doesn't he?
Yeah, Drew Schmidt is definitely a lot more intense when calling out directions and calling for the ball, unlike Steven.
Indeed, Steven, a fantastic goalkeeper for the Raiders too, but Drew Schmidt just has the voice of almost a drill sergeant, just directing his team around. Unfortunately, we do have a couple Regis seniors hurt that I forgot about, so they can't come in. So really unfortunate there for Adam Mania and some of the other hurt seniors.
Yeah, very unfortunate for those players injured, but we know that we've seen most of them throughout the early part of this season, and they have played phenomenal for the Raiders, especially Adam Mania.
Great dispossession by Connor Walsh. Passing it around. Joey, do you know who is leading the goals tally for the Raiders this season?
I believe now that Christian Nays added a goal this game, it is him leading the team with, I think, 9 goals, trailed by Adam Mania with 8 goals.
So Brandon Imbow able to switch the field to Kyle Weatherby. Kyle Weatherby, quick give and go with Luis maybe? No, Luis will take it back and give that to Connor Walsh, who's going to switch the field. Brandon Imbow looking for Ms. Gala in the center. Mitch Rossi able to control, tries to get it to Trey Ahern. Big collision, both players trying to get up. Trey comes away with the ball. And great awareness there by Trey. Luis Hernandez heads it to Mizgala. Mizgala with a great touch. Looks for Christian Nays in the middle. And stopped there by Stanton, who has been a brick wall all night for the Wolverines.
Great look from Michael Mizgala coming in and trying to find Christian Nays with a through ball that was almost just absolutely beautiful.
So Regis Jesuit controlling it at the middle. Brandon Imbow can't quite find it out, and Wolverines have a chance here. Working it up in the offensive zone, and they will have to drop it back. Chaparral still working, looking for the cross in the center. Brandon Imbow gets there easily and will clear it out of the zone for the Raiders. 25 minutes remaining in the second half of play here on senior night at Luke Kellogg Stadium between the Regis Jesuit Raiders and Chaparral Wolverines. Raiders lead 3-0. Knocked out by Trey Ahern there, so that'll be a Chaparral throw-in.
Trey Ahern looking pretty strong tonight on defense for the Raiders. This is his third game back since his injury that held him back from 2 games. And he's looking very strong for the Raiders. Lots of hustle and great touch from him.
Wolverines, little miscommunication, but managed to keep the ball. But Jack Flynn there says, you ain't coming in here. And Mitch Rossi able to dispossess. Chaparral managers has to be chiffed to bits at the season, Joey. I mean, he can't be happy.
Definitely can't be happy with the way his team has performed tonight or the rest of the season. Haven't seen them play any other games, but can't imagine they've looked much better than they have against the Raiders tonight.
That'll go out of bounds. Kyle Weatherby chasing it down, but couldn't quite get there. Throwing for the Wolverines. I think if you're the Wolverines, you need to push more men forward, Joey, and take shots. They've only taken like 1 shot today.
Yeah, and I think you're right, Steven. I think that was off a free kick, actually, where Drew Schmidt had to come out with no ease and catch that. But Wolverines definitely looking set back, like thinking that they have the lead or something, which I probably don't think they do have the lead, but a very interesting mentality that the Wolverines have going on right now.
Jack Flynn pokes that into no man's land, and that's a live ball, no foul call, and everybody kind of letting up there. Just letting the ball roll back. Played back to Leishman for the Wolverines. Leishman gets the big boot. Weatherby on defense. And that'll go back to Chaparral, but Cyrus Bebahani can't control for the Raiders. Chaparral looking for a break. Mystery Man taking it up. Excuse me, that was not a mystery man. That was Talon Barlow. He was actually on it. Luis Hernandez. Tripped up there on one of Luis's moves. The ref having a few words.
Luis with his moves are just so quick and understandable that that Chaparral player got caught up in those his legs and just got tangled and tripped up Luis Hernandez. Free kick for the Raiders coming up for Brandon Imbo.
Tries to play to the head of Michael Mizgala and won't quite get there. So a free kick here for the Wolverines. 23 minutes remaining in the second half. The Wolverines need one quickly here.
Yeah, no doubt, Steven. They really could use a quick one here, and then that would maybe bring up their tempo a little bit, which has been really lacking tonight.
And that'll roll out of bounds. Regis Jesuit ball off that punt, or goal kick, Harrison Thrasher controlling. Harrison looking for some help. He finds a through ball to Christian Nays in the corner. Christian chasing it down, but the ball moves faster than the man, and Christian not able to get there.
Great look from Harrison Thrasher to try to find Christian Nays on that through ball, but just a little too hard. Thrasher's got a huge foot, so it's understandable that that ball just went a little too far, and Christian Nays couldn't get to it.
Indeed, we'll see what Christian can. If Christian can produce another goal. So Christian Nays looking to take the quick kick. They're going to say no. They're going to send in Brandon Imbow. Chaparral foul there. So from about 45 yards out, Brandon Imbow is going to be looking for a cross. And it gets up there. It's a shallow cross, though. Chaparral will get on it, but Mitch Rossi controls. Finds Kyle Weatherby outside. Kyle Weatherby to Ms. Gala, and no can do, and Chaparral's Leishman will pick that up.
Interesting play by Michael Mizgala. Maybe thought that Kyle Weatherby was going to keep making that run for a give and go, but no such luck, and the Chaparral goalie was there for it.
Chaparral really turned his man around there with a pass behind him. And Jack Flynn loses control, and that'll be a Chaparral throw-in. I think you should have let that one go out, Joey.
Definitely would have been a smarter play than maybe trying to control it, but Jack Flynn did have a lot of space to work with, so not a surprise that he tried to control that and maybe move up the field with it a little bit.
Chaparral with the throw in here. Barlow getting it in, but Drew Schmidt there. Oh, it's over Drew Schmidt's head, and he makes a fantastic play to swat it out. So, great play by Drew Schmidt there. Again, folks, sorry for our camera difficulties. It's giving us fits tonight. I don't know if it just doesn't like its battery or what, but corner kick for Chaparral. And can't quite get a head on it, but it's still deflecting. Ever so dangerous. And they will say that's a foul. Wolverine's foot seemed to get too close to a couple Raiders' heads.
Definitely a dangerous play on that Wolverine. Trying to get a good touch over the Regis defender, but bringing his leg up a little too high, and not much happened for him anyway, so it's not like it worked out for him.
Inside one halfway to go now, and down around the 19-minute and 30-second mark in the second half of play. Only a quarter of play to go. Mitch Rossi looking for the through ball. Harrison Thrasher and Mizgala chasing, but no can do, and Chaparral controlling it in their midfield. See if they can get a shot here. Barlow spinning off a push, and that'll be a Chaparral free kick about 43 yards from the goal. So I imagine we'll see a cross here, but if you're Chaparral, you almost just want to take a shot and try your luck.
Nothing can hurt now. Down 3-0. Not a bad idea to maybe get something on net at least.
So great kick here. Grab by Drew Schmidt again, and he has been so clutch tonight, Joey.
Very active. Drew Schmidt coming off his line a lot and being loud and very good at communicating, Drew Schmidt. And pretty good punts so far. Drew Schmidt actually gets an interesting side spin on his punts, but so far tonight they've been pretty good.
Foul on Regis here. Chaparral taking it. 18 minutes to go. So shout out to Chris McCoy and Jackson Fox, our two visitors up in the press box tonight. Chris McCoy has attended almost every soccer game at home this year, Joey. So great to see him. And Jackson Fox is dropping in from the middle of nowhere to say hello. So Drew Schmidt with another great catch. And Regis Jesuit will clear. Punt searching. Mizgala gets a foot on it, but Chaparral will grab it. And another poor through ball will be collected by Drew Schmidt. And thrown quickly out to Trey Ahern. Trey Ahern trips on the ball, but he's able to keep it and clear it. And Joey, it seems like the Raiders are dropping into more of a prevent now as the game goes on.
Yeah, the Raiders definitely looking a lot more defensive now that they're setting up. And Jeff Keiss coming in for Drew Schmidt. After Drew Schmidt had a very solid performance, it'll be nice to see Jeff Keiss get some action while the Raiders are looking so dominant.
Mitch Rossi coming off with Drew Schmidt. Coming in for Mitch Rossi is Scott Ryan. So Scott looking for a through ball. Finds Harrison Thrasher. Harrison Thrasher looking for Mizgala. Can't quite get him. And Chaparral controlling the midfield again. Chaparral's actually had quite a lot of control in the midfield. They just haven't done anything with it tonight, Joey.
They haven't really moved up the field at all, Steven. Like you said, they're just trying to maybe keep possession a little bit and see what that'll maybe help them out a little bit. But so far it hasn't really, and nothing's come out of it. So we'll see if they change up their style of play or anything.
Raiders taking over the ball at midfield. So Jack Flynn just going to clear it and give it to Chaparral. Raiders really not respecting or concerned with Chaparral defense, but here we go. Number 4 with the shot, and it goes over, giving Jeff Keiss nothing to worry about. Drew Ames looking to put one in for the Wolverines, but no can do.
Jeff Keiss very calm, just easily says over, and the ball's over. But again, here comes Brandon Imbow to come take the goal kick because Jeff Keiss does not have the leg that Drew Schmidt does. But also, speaking of Jeff Keiss, I want to give a shout-out to his older brother, Josh Keiss, who was at the game tonight, who was a senior who graduated last year and was a great goalie for the Raiders through 2 years and led him to the semifinals last year.
And so Regis kicked out by Chaparral there, destroying yet another possession that they had. And Chaparral, I believe they might even be winning the possession battle, Joey.
Definitely, but the quickness of the Raiders is just too much for Chaparral, and although they might be possessing the ball a lot more than they did in the first half, it hasn't helped them out here in the second half at all.
So Regis Jesuit Raiders just kind of hanging back in a prevent now as Chaparral tries to bring it up again. Connor Walsh going to get a deflection, and Leishman having to rush over there. Almost looked like it could have been qualified as a shot. Really poor punt by Leishman will go out and give the Raiders another chance. So quick throw to Cyrus Bibahani. Cyrus looking for Thrasher. No can do. Mizgala staying on it. Chaparral controlling, but dangerous ball played across the middle and uncontrolled. And Chaparral's just going to have to clear. Oh, great control there by Chaparral in the midfield to keep that ball. Chaparral looking for a long through ball, but Brandon Imbow says no. Scott Ryan controlling, and misses Connor Walsh. Connor Walsh going to have to play it off to the side. Great thinking there by Connor Walsh. Sees the two players, sees Jeff Keiss is too close, and just clears it well.
Connor Walsh, being the defender that he is, doesn't need Jeff Keiss to tell him to go out with the ball. He knows exactly what to do, and he's going to do what he wants to do. So absolutely great defense by Connor Walsh there.
So shot by Chaparral deflected. Brandon Inbow. No, that was Kyle Weatherby taking as big of a swing as he really could at that, coming off his foot weird. So Chaparral with the throw in, but Raiders really don't have anything to be concerned. Ian Shelton trying to stay warm while waiting to get subbed in here. So Chaparral controlling. Ganazzi looking for the pass. Drops it back to our mystery man. Back to Ganazzi. Chaparral playing with the ball, but all their control is going backwards. Tries a through ball, and that's going to go out. Jeff Keiss will control that. Almost goes out for a corner kick. That's pretty dangerous. Jeff Keiss is going to pick it up. 13 minutes left on this Regis Jesuit senior night. Last home game of the season here at Lou Kellogg for them. Jeff Keiss's punt, searching for Christian Nays, and it will Stanton, the brick wall here, able to keep it out and give Chaparral the throw in with a quick throw that will go to our mystery man. Mystery man gets a through ball to a searching Ames, but no can do, and Jeff Keiss gets it quickly out to Trahern. Trahern taking his time to decide, finds Cyrus Bibahami wide open in the midfield, and here we go with the through ball to Mizgala. Mizgala gets the touch. Oh, and he's taken down in the box, and that will be a penalty kick for Michael Mizgala, Joey.
Absolutely a shame to see Mizgala go down like that, coming off an injury on one of his legs. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to get up and walk this off, or if he's going to have the trainers come out, which looks like he's going to.
And here comes Miss Kubis. Shout out to our athletic trainers, Miss Purdue, Miss Kubis, and all our student athletic trainers. They do a great job. Mizgala already up. We'll see if he has to come off. Looks like the Chaparral player is down there too. Miss Kubis seeming to have her work cut out for right now. But we'll see here. Mizgala looks to be up and fine. We'll see if he gets to take that penalty kick.
Going back to that last play, Cyrus Bibahani getting an absolutely beautiful through ball to Michael Mizgala, and Mizgala looking to take one extra touch, but couldn't get it, but still got the foul from a Chaparral player who is still on the ground after sliding in and wiping out Michael Mizgala.
Ian Shelton coming in. We'll see if he comes in or needs to come in. That'll be unfortunate if he comes in for Mizgala. I mean, Ian Shelton, a great penalty kick taker, but if you're Mizgala in your final game as a senior, and that's exactly what's going to happen, really unfortunate for Mizgala. Not going to be able to take his penalty kick, but that's all right. Getting a huge round of applause and going down to the bench. Teammates offering him a share of the fur blanket. That's definitely a real asset there down tonight with this weather, Joey. I think, one of my fingers on my left hand just fell off.
Definitely very cold out tonight. Definitely not the coldest game I've seen out here at Lou Kellogg Stadium, though. And Michael Mizgalez, he came off, looked to be favoring that right leg a little bit and limping a little bit, and not needing any support to come off, but definitely limping pretty noticeably. So we'll see if we'll see him on Tuesday against Rock Canyon.
Talon Barlow, a real key in the offense of Chaparral tonight. The little offense they've had, struggling to get off under the weight of two people. So now just under the weight of one, which is a good sign. But unfortunately, letting Kyle Weatherby take it. Joey, I love this call. Kyle has not seen much playing time at all this game, and he's going to be able to take a penalty and try to score one in the final game of what will seem to be his senior season here and in front of a home crowd.
Would love to see Kyle just rip this into the back of the net. Haven't seen him a lot at all this season, like you said, Steven. So for him to hit this in front of all the parents and especially his parents would just be fantastic.
Kyle stepping up to take this. 12:16 left in the second half. Raiders leading 3-0. They're waiting for the player to clear the field. So he will get off now and letting Kyle Weatherby take it. And here we go with the penalty kick.
Everyone cheering for Kyle on this.
And he gets it. Top corner. What a kick from Kyle Weatherby.
Great hit from Kyle Weatherby. Absolutely beautiful hit. Almost upper 90. Just absolutely top shelf. Just everyone ecstatic for Kyle right now. Not getting much play time, but when he does, he can execute like we just saw.
And one thing I love about watching Kyle play is the effort he puts in. He gives it 100% every game, all the time when he's on that field. So he earned that, Joey, and it's great to see him get a goal.
Absolutely, Steven just works so hard when he gets on the field, even though it's not much, but just absolutely tries so hard and is such a nice person and it has such great effort.
So Regis Jesuit getting a throw in down to their end. Jack Flynn will take it. And Christian Nays heads it on, looking for Ian Shelton. That'll be deflected into the middle. Scott Ryan will pick it up. Oh, deflected by a Chaparral player. Sliding in. Harrison Thrasher comes away with the ball. Harrison Thrasher dribbling down. Harrison Thrasher finds space. Harrison Thrasher not able to get the shot off.
Harrison Thrasher with a great run. For those of you who weren't sure who that was at home, even though Steven said it about 4 or 5 times, that was Harrison Thrasher. Great dribbling skills and just phenomenal power.
Just wanted to make sure they knew, Joey. So corner kick here for the Raiders. Again, our goal scorers tonight, I believe, in order: Christian Nays, Ian Shelton, Luis Hernandez, Kyle Weatherby. And Christian Nays almost finds another one with his head. The ball's still in. Kyle Weatherby finds it to Harrison Thrasher. Trey Hearn going to give it away, but that'll be cleared by Chaparral, and it'll be a Regis Jesuit ball. So Trey Hearn looking for the throw. Finds Scott Ryan in the middle. Scott controls, finds Kyle Weatherby. Kyle Weatherby tries to find Trey Hearn, but he's guarded, but Scott Ryan in there to take it away. Kyle Weatherby gets it. Passes it to the middle to Ian Shelton. Ian Shelton trips over his own feet and gives that away, unfortunately, but pass Chaparral working it up in the midfield, looking for a quick counter, but they'll slow it down. 10 minutes remaining in this contest. Raiders lead 4-0 here at Lou Kellogg. And Chaparral needs to push it forward. Harrison Thrasher with the take. And Harrison Thrasher finds space. Harrison with the breakaway. Looking. And great defense by number 4, Drew Ames. The push by Harrison Thrasher there at the end. Going to be called a foul, but no card. So it looks like the ref talking sternly to one of our mystery men out there, number 3. So it'll be a free kick for Chaparral. That would have been magical to have 5 goal scorers on this night, Joey.
That would have been fantastic to see Harrison Thrasher, another player from the Raiders team that doesn't see a lot of action on his side of the field, but just, again, works very hard, much like Kyle Weatherby, and uses all of his chances that he gets.
Chaparral manages to keep that in. Fantastic play, but right into the steel curtain of the Regis defensive line, who has not let anything through. Cyrus Bibahani looking for Harrison. Harrison Ames able to shut him down again, but that'll be a throw-in for Regis.
Seems like the Raiders are really trying to find Harrison Thrasher tonight. Seems like the Raiders have read that Harrison's a lot faster than a lot of these Chaparral defenders and can beat him over the top with a long through ball.
So Kyle Weatherby with a quick give and go there with Scott Ryan. Scott looking for Ian Shelton. Finds him. Ian Shelton looking for Harrison Thrasher in the middle, but no can do, and Leishman will cover. Leishman. And Brandon Imbow stops it again. Finds Christian Nays on the outside, who just misses the ball, and that'll trickle out. Christian Nays keeps it in, though. What an effort. Christian still has control of the ball. Another move. Christian still has... No, he doesn't. That's out of here. But Jack Flynn will control, but Chaparral gains possession. Looking for a quick counterattack for a through ball. Trey Hearn, great defense. Connor Walsh heading it back to Jeff Keiss here with 8 minutes remaining. So Jeff Keiss with the boot. Big boot for Jeff. That will get through. Harrison kicks it off to Christian. Christian looking for the through ball to Ian Shelton. It gets through. Oh, and Ian collides with the goalie. Didn't look intentional, so there shouldn't be any card there.
Great sign of sportsmanship from Ian Shelton, going over and giving the goalie a high five and a pat on the back after colliding with him pretty hard, it looked like, in the box there.
And that's the great thing about high school sports, Joey, is the sportsmanship you see. You don't sometimes see that at the college or pro level, which is a shame, but with high school sports, it's always there. Chaparral looking for the through ball. Brandon Imbow says no. Brandon the Bruiser. Brandon the Boot. Just Brandon. He has so many names from his eventful season.
Great season for Brandon Imbow. Like you said, Steven, so many nicknames coming up for him, and just absolutely phenomenal season so far, and it's still going, so we'll see what else he can do.
And Brandon Imbow has one of the rarest combos you can get. He has a free kick goal from a free kick directly that he scored and a red card, and you don't see that often in soccer, Joey.
Yeah, absolutely, Steven. Very interesting combo to see such a strong player like Brandon to have a free kick goal and a red card, which caused Brandon to sit out 2 games that the Raiders both lost.
So he's instrumental. Cyrus Bibahani looking for Ian Shelton, but Ames kicking it out. Harrison Thrasher, though, able to stay on that. And Ian Shelton will control. Ian Shelton running. And Wolverine Stanton keeps him out again. Stanton been absolutely instrumental to the Raiders, but that'll go out of bounds for a Raiders throw-in. Excuse me, Stanton instrumental to the Wolverines, not the Raiders.
Well, he could be instrumental to the Raiders, causing a couple, or giving the ball away a couple times to the Raiders and helping them out on the counterattack.
So 6 minutes remaining. Chaparral slips. Ian Shelton speeding in, but Ames kicks it out and clears. So Regis Jesuit throw in here again with 5:45 remaining. Chaparral needs a miracle here, Joey, if they're going to come away with even a draw.
Don't think they got that miracle in them. They haven't showed much intensity throughout this game, and the Raiders have capitalized on their lack of intensity and just put away 4 goals. And with about 5 minutes left now, I don't think the Chaparral Wolverines are going to be able to pull something out.
So Chaparral with the free kick for an offsides. 5 minutes remaining in this chilly but exciting contest here at Lou Kellogg Stadium. Regis Jesuit leads 4-0. Chaparral, somebody searching for the ball. Chaparral comes away with it. Looking for the through ball. Chaparral will find it, but Trey Hearn, great defense, and that'll be a corner for Chaparral.
I think this is only Chaparral's second corner of the game, and if it's not the second, I think it's their only their first, but it actually is their second, according to our stat sheet. And see if the Wolverines can get a goal or anything to see make this score not look so bad.
So, kick by the Wolverines off the post. Trying to sneak it in there. Traherne with a great clear. Here comes Harrison and Ian absolutely bolting down. Ames has to do a quick clear there. Scott Ryan coming back, and mishandled touch by the Wolverines is going to give it to the Raiders. On the sidelines, 4 minutes remaining. Thrown by Traherne. Finds Ian Shelton. Trickles back to Connor Walsh, who's just going to look for the switch. And there it is, looking for Christian Nays. Stanton getting the header, but doesn't know where it goes. And Christian Harrison Thrasher having kind of a combo header there. Excuse me. Kyle Weatherby down the side looking for the cross. Crosses it in. Oh! Harrison just misses it. And Ian Shelton can't control, so that'll be a Chaparral throw-in. Great cross there by Kyle.
Yeah, you said it, Stephen. Absolutely great through ball by Christian Nays to find Kyle Weatherby on that sideline, and then Kyle Weatherby delivering a beautiful ball right through the middle of the 18-yard box, and just no Raider able to get a foot on it right there.
So Chaparral throwing here with 3 minutes remaining. Just content to control it in their midfield. Looking for a quick pass, but they'll bring it back to their midfield again. Chaparral looking, number 22. Oh, Scott Ryan dispossesses. Scott finds Harrison. Harrison not able to get there. Kyle Weatherby coming over to defend, but our mystery man controlling. Mystery man looking, but Jeff Keiss will be there to collect it. Now inside 2:15 left in this contest. And if you're the Raiders, Joey, how do you think you played tonight?
Thinking you're very happy with your performance about how the Raiders played tonight. Absolutely spot on with your touch and finding some great through balls and executing on your chances and using your speed, just everything that the coaches hope for. And the coaching staff has got to be happy that the Raiders have played this way, and hopefully looking to carry this on to the game against Rock Canyon on Tuesday, which is a huge game for the Raiders.
Manager Rick Wolf finally having a game he can truly be proud of in all aspects. Chaparral playing good but not great soccer tonight. Really, it was in lost possession that this game was given away, Joey.
Not much connection for the Chaparral Wolverines through passes. Just they shot themselves in the foot tonight, Stephen.
So, Joey, as we wind down with only 1:10 left on this clock, Chaparral's through ball is going to roll out of bounds. Who's your player of the game for the Raiders and for the Wolverines?
Player for the games for the Raiders has got to be Christian Nays. His touch tonight has been spot on, and he's added a goal, the first goal of the game tonight. Absolutely great performance from him. And then for the Wolverines, I would say probably Paul Stanton, the brick wall of the Wolverine defense, who shut down a lot of chances that the Raiders should have capitalized on.
Joey, and I find that really interesting. You happen to name the two players that were guarding each other all game, Christian Nays and Stanton. I think my Raider player of the game has to go to Trey Ahern. He has been absolutely solid back there, taking away almost every opportunity that Chaparral has had. And I think my player of the game for the Wolverines is the only person with really, I think Drew Ames. He played on the offensive front, almost got a goal there, played on the defensive front well, solidly. That'll be the end of our contest here at Luke Kellogg. Raiders taking home a 4-0 victory on senior night. Raiders getting a huge round of applause from the crowd here at Luke Kellogg. And Joey, any final thoughts?
Great win for the Raiders, and hoping to take this momentum into their next game and see if they can take this momentum all the way into the playoffs and make a run for state.
So Signing off here from Luke Kellogg Stadium, I'm Steven Snyder with my color commentator Joey Bennell and my Sean Whitley. You all have a great night here, and enjoy your night. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow night from Sports Authority Field, where the Regis Jesuit Raiders play the Chaparral Wolverines, actually, in football. So, see you then.